There is a truth that most people forget. The weight of yesterday keeps them locked down, chained, and stuck in the same cycle. They replay old failures, regrets, betrayals, and disappointments like a broken record. But here's the reality: you cannot step into your greatness if your hands are still clinging to the past. The only way to rise today is to release yesterday. Every sunrise is proof that life is giving you another chance. But too many people waste it by dragging old stories into a brand new chapter. If you keep rewriting the same script, don't be surprised when your life feels like the same movie on repeat. To rise, you must let go. To grow, you must release. To step into power, you must make peace with yesterday and choose today. Letting go is not about forgetting, it's about transforming. It's about saying, yes, that happened, but it does not define who I am right now. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not your pain. You are a force of possibility waiting to be unleashed, and the only thing holding you back is the story you keep telling yourself about yesterday. When you choose to let go, you give yourself permission to rise. And when you rise, you inspire others to rise with you. The truth is, most people walk through life carrying invisible chains. They wake up every day dragging the weight of yesterday, pulling it into today, and wondering why their energy feels heavy, why their vision feels cloudy, why they can't seem to move forward with momentum. The reason is simple: you cannot rise into the life you're meant to live if your heart, your mind, and your spirit are buried under the rubble of what happened yesterday. The past is gone, but it's only gone when you stop replaying it. Think about it. How many times have you found yourself reliving the same painful moment, that betrayal that cut you deep, that failure that made you doubt yourself, that opportunity you missed, that mistake you made? You replay it in your head over and over again, like watching a movie you didn't enjoy the first time, and every replay digs the wound deeper. Every replay reinforces the belief that you're stuck there. But here's the reality: you're not stuck there. You're stuck in the story about it, and stories can be rewritten. You've got to understand that your past was never meant to be a prison. It was meant to be a classroom. Every failure was feedback. Every heartbreak was a teacher. Every challenge was a lesson disguised as pain. But the problem is, when you don't graduate from those lessons, you carry the textbooks with you everywhere you go. And those books are heavy. They keep your arms too full to grab hold of the opportunities right in front of you. The truth is, your body remembers the past. Your mind remembers the past. And if you don't release it, it becomes your identity. You start saying things like, I am this way because of what happened. No, you are this way because you chose to keep carrying it. There are people who experienced unimaginable pain, and yet they rise, they grow, they thrive. And then there are others who hold on to a single moment for years, decades even, until it becomes the reason they never moved forward. Which one will you choose to be? Letting go doesn't mean you pretend it never happened. Letting go doesn't mean you deny your pain. Letting go means you've decided that the past no longer has permission to control your energy today. It means you look that pain straight in the eyes and say, you happened, but you don't own me anymore. You don't get to dictate how I love, how I trust, how I dream, or how I live. Think about it this way: you cannot drive a car forward if you're staring in the rear-view mirror. If you try, you'll crash. The rear-view mirror is small for a reason. It's there to glance, not to stare. The windshield is wide, expansive, open. That's your future, that's today. But too many people are trying to drive their life staring only at the past, and they wonder why they keep colliding with disappointment. Imagine this: every day you wake up with a backpack, and inside that backpack are bricks labeled regret, guilt, shame, anger, betrayal, disappointment. Every day you choose to carry it, it gets heavier. It drains your energy, it shrinks your posture, it slows your pace. And here's the question: who put those bricks in the bag? You did. And if you put them there, you have the power to take them out. When you release the weight of the past, everything feels lighter. Suddenly, the steps you take today have momentum. Suddenly, the vision of what you want becomes clearer. Suddenly, the future doesn't feel like a distant dream. It feels like a possibility you can reach. But it starts with a decision to stop giving yesterday permission to steal today. Ask yourself right now, What story have I been repeating about my past that's holding me hostage? Is it the story of being abandoned? Is it the story of failing? Is it the story of being betrayed? And then ask yourself, how much longer will I keep dragging it into my present? How much longer will I let something that already happened keep happening inside of me? Because that's the power of memory. It makes the past live again, but you are the one pressing play. You are the one keeping it alive, and the moment you stop pressing play, the past loses its grip. The chain breaks. And you begin to rise. Releasing the past is not just about freedom, it's about power. Because when you let go, you reclaim all the energy you've been wasting on regret, blame, and resentment. And you can redirect that energy into growth, into creation, into building the life you know you were meant for. The past is heavy, but you are stronger. The past is loud, but your future calls louder. And the moment you decide to release it, you don't just lighten your own load. You become a light for others who are still trapped in their own stories, showing them that freedom is possible. Every single person on this planet is living according to a story. That story may be empowering or it may be limiting, but make no mistake, it's shaping every decision, every action, every belief you hold about yourself and your future. The danger is that too many people are living by a story they didn't even consciously write. It's a story handed down from their past, from society, from the voices of critics, from the failures and setbacks that scarred them. But here's the truth, you are the author, and the moment you decide to take back the pen, your life begins to change. Think about the language you use when you talk about yourself. Do you say, I always mess things up? That's a story. Do you say, I can't do this because I've failed before? That's a story. Do you say, I'm not good enough, smart enough, strong enough? That's a story, and every time you repeat it, you reinforce it. Your brain begins to search for evidence to prove it true, and guess what? It finds it. Because whatever story you tell, your mind and body will work to fulfill. The problem is, most people don't even realize they're trapped inside a script that was written years ago. A painful childhood experience, a relationship that broke them, a mistake that humiliated them. Those moments became the ink on the page, and they've been reading from it ever since. But here's the good news. Stories are not carved in stone. They're written in ink, and ink can always be rewritten. Imagine if the story you've been living by up until now was just a draft. Imagine if it was just the rough version, the messy first attempt, the scribbles of someone learning to find their voice. Would you judge yourself forever based on the rough draft? Or would you give yourself permission to write a new chapter? One filled with power, resilience, victory, and unstoppable growth. The truth is, your story shapes your destiny. If your story is small, your future will be small. If your story is broken, your actions will be broken. But if your story is strong, powerful, and aligned with the vision you hold in your heart, your future becomes unstoppable. Because your story determines not just what you believe about yourself, but what you believe is possible for your life. The moment you realize that you can rewrite your story, you begin to feel a surge of power you may not have felt in years. You're no longer the victim of the script, you're the creator. You no longer say, this is who I am because of what happened. You begin to say, this is who I choose to be because of what I've learned. And that shift changes everything. When you rewrite your story, you're not denying your past, you're redefining it. You're taking the lessons, the wisdom, the strength forged in fire, and you're using it as the foundation to build something new. That betrayal no longer means I'm unworthy. It means I'm resilient. That failure no longer means I can't. It means I can rise again and do better. That heartbreak no longer means I'm broken. It means I've got the capacity to love and grow even stronger. The most powerful thing you can do today is to ask yourself, what story have I been living in? Is it one that keeps me small, one that makes me fearful, one that convinces me I'm not enough? And then ask, what story do I need to write instead? Because the story you write today becomes the life you live tomorrow. Picture your life as a book. You've written some chapters already, and maybe some of them are painful, maybe some of them are ugly, maybe some of them are full of mistakes, but the book isn't finished. And you have the pen right now. You can decide whether the next chapter is about redemption, victory, strength, courage, or love. but it only gets written if you choose to write it consciously, not by default. Too often, people let others hold the pen. They let the opinions of critics, the judgments of family, the whispers of society dictate their story. They live in a narrative that was never theirs to begin with, and then they wonder why they feel trapped, why they feel unfulfilled, why they feel like they're not living their truth. You must rip the pen out of their hands and declare, "This is my story now. I decide how it unfolds." Rewriting your story is not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about deciding that today is the moment. Not tomorrow, not next year, not when the pain finally fades, today. Because every day you delay, you reinforce the old script. Every day you wait, you sink deeper into the old identity. And every day you hesitate, you deny yourself the life that is waiting for you. So rewrite your story, write it bold, write it fearless. Write it full of passion, vision, and unstoppable belief in yourself. Write it in a way that makes you wake up excited. Write it in a way that makes others feel your energy when you walk into the room. Write it in a way that reflects who you truly are, not who you used to be. Your story is the foundation of your life, and when you choose to rewrite it, you break free from every limitation, every false identity, every chain of the past. You rise into the life you were born to live. There is only one place where your true power exists. It's not in the past, it's not in the future, it's right here, right now, in this moment. Yet most people live everywhere except now. They live in the regrets of yesterday, replaying the moments they wish they could change. Or they live in the anxiety of tomorrow, imagining everything that could go wrong. And while they do that, they miss the only moment where they can actually create change, the present. Think about it. The past is gone. You can't touch it, you can't alter it, you can't relive it. The future hasn't even arrived yet. It only exists in your imagination. The only place you can take action, the only place you can make a decision, the only place you can rise higher is now. But if your mind is trapped in yesterday or tomorrow, you're powerless. You're living in a shadow world that doesn't even exist. The present moment is the birthplace of your destiny. Every great achievement, every massive breakthrough, every transformation started with someone making a choice in the now. It didn't happen someday. It didn't happen when the timing was right. It happened because someone said, "I will act now." But here's the trap. People keep waiting for the perfect time. They say, "I'll start when I feel ready. I'll take action when I've healed. I'll go after my dream when I've got everything figured out." And because of that, they wait forever. The truth is, there is no perfect time, there is only now. Waiting is just another way of saying no to your future. The power of now is about stepping into your life with full presence. It's about putting your attention where your feet are. Right here, not in the story of yesterday, not in the fear of tomorrow, but in the gift of today. Because when you are fully present, you unlock a level of energy, clarity, and focus that cannot be found anywhere else. When you live in the now, the weight of regret disappears. You're not punishing yourself for what you did or didn't do. You're too focused on creating something better. When you live in the now, the anxiety about the future dissolves. You're not paralyzed by what might happen. You're empowered by what you can make happen. And when you live in the now, you discover that life is not something to endure, it's something to experience fully, moment by moment. Look at the way children live. They don't sit around worrying about yesterday's mistakes. They don't obsess about tomorrow's outcome. They immerse themselves in the moment. They laugh, they play, they explore, they feel. That's the power of presence. That's the energy you once had, and it's the energy you can reclaim when you stop living in your head and start living in the now. Here's the question: where are you right now? Not physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Are you still stuck in an old memory, or are you running 10 steps ahead into a future that hasn't even happened yet? Or are you grounded right here, breathing, aware, alive? Because wherever your focus is, that's where your life is. If your focus is on the past, you're living in a memory. If your focus is on the future, you're living in an illusion. But if your focus is on now, you're living in reality. And reality is where your power lies. The power of now is also about making bold decisions. Every decision you put off robs you of momentum. Every action you delay weakens your belief. But the moment you decide, the moment you act, everything changes. You shift from waiting to creating, from hoping to becoming, from dreaming to doing, and all of that happens in one place, now. When you embrace the now, you stop asking for permission. You stop waiting for signs. You stop needing validation. You just move, you just act. You just live with intensity and purpose, and what happens? Life starts to respond, doors open, opportunities appear, energy flows, because life doesn't reward hesitation. It rewards presence. The future you dream of is built one choice at a time, and those choices can only be made now, not later, not when it's easy, not when it's safe, now. Every step you take today is a brick laid in the foundation of tomorrow. Every word you speak, every action you commit, every decision you make in this moment shapes what's coming. You are literally creating your future with what you choose now. And here's the most liberating truth. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need the full roadmap. You just need the courage to take the next step in the now, because the moment you move, the path reveals itself. The moment you step forward, clarity comes. But if you wait for clarity before moving, you'll be waiting for the rest of your life. The power of now is the power to live fully. It's the power to show up with energy, to give your best in this moment, to love deeply, to create boldly, to take risks, to embrace life with everything you have. Because the now is all you ever truly have. And when you master it, you master everything.